Hi buddy, it's Cyclone and today I'm gonna review for you the Babolat Pure Aero 98. So I'm really excited to try this racket because I feel like people are really hyped about this one and a lot of people enjoyed this racket when they reviewed it. So without further ado, let's talk about the specs and then we're gonna go on to the core. So the specs are pretty interesting because it's a 305 unstrung weight with a 98 square inch head size racket and a 16 by 20 string pattern. I've strung this racket with Volkl Cyclone at 52 pounds, so let's go on the court. On the court with the Babolat Pure Aero 98, the first thing that I felt was how it was easy to generate power, and then what I felt was how it was not actually generating any power if you were not hitting into the sweet spot. So yes, you really need to be fit and to be well placed to hit your shot, because if you're not, then the racket will not help you at all. And so once you get that feel, it's super fun to play with it because you have a lot of touch even at the volley, which I was really surprised. At serve, it's really fun to hit big bombs, and at the same time you can hit, kick and slice, and so it's just a good overall racket for grinder from the baseline. But you got to be careful because sometimes you're so much into it that you're hitting straight to the fence, and it happened to me quite sometimes. I was feeling so good that I was trying to go for big shot, and sometimes it was not working because I wasn't properly placed to hit that shot. So the thing that for me makes the difference is just the fitness level of the player that use this racket. So it needs to be really high to use this racket at its full potential, that's for sure. So overall, I was really surprised by this racket, and I get it, the hype is real. Because honestly, I didn't like the older version, so the VS, but this one is really good. You feel like the sweet spot is a lot smaller, but when you reach it, it's incredibly good. Pretty hard to play when you're not hitting into the sweet spot though. One thing that I like, it's one of the first racket that I've tried that offers that cool control with that power, so you can manage to hit really hard shot that you can still do with the regular Pure Aero 100, but you have that control and that touch that the Aero, the regular one, can't offer. And so for me, it makes all the difference. The 16 by 20 makes a bit of a difference, but the only difference that it's making actually is the fact that the string bed is a bit more stiff, so providing a bit more control. Where it's making all the difference, it's the 98 square inch head size that changed all the feel of the racket. At the top of the racket, the beam is a bit thinner, and so it provides a bit more feel, but it's also providing that weird feeling when you're not hitting into the sweet spot. But it's not something that is bad actually, it's something good because this racket is made for competitive player that knows how to hit the sweet spot. So I might recommend this racket to everybody who's making competition that want to grind from the baseline with a lot of topspin, but that still needs that little touch of control, because yes, I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I was hitting straight to the fence with this racket, but sometimes I was hitting so clean, and yeah, personally it's one of my favorite racket. So for the rating, I have to go with a big rating, so I think I'll have to go with 9.25 out of 10. Thanks to Racquet for letting me try this racket. Without them, it would not have been possible. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Gotta find my way to you, even though you're next to